Hello everyone, this is Kantashri and welcome to Sparsh. This is our third program in our series of events to bring about healing through the arts. Through Sparsh, we enable artists across countries and genres to collaborate and present their creations to audiences like you. Sparsh is being conducted by Arts Without Borders based in Cleveland, Ohio. Now I will invite our president Antara Datta, who is the president of Arts Without Borders, to join us. So welcome Antaradi. Welcome. What would you like to tell the audience about Arts Without Borders? Namaste.
Namaste to all viewers all across the globe. Arts Without Borders is an organization with a mission where we try to provide a universally accessible platform for promoting, nurturing, and disseminating classical performing arts, irrespective of language, religion, and ethnicity. So, in this period of pandemic, when several communities are tormented and adversely affected, so we feel that the creativity can always bring a ray of hope and happiness, positivity to all our viewers and heal them, as well as we also, as part of the series, we also try to do fundraising and help those artists who have been very adversely affected because of the pandemic. So please consider donating to the cause by visiting our website at www.bawb.org, and please consider donating for the cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the wonderful message, Antaradi. So without further ado, let's get started. So we have a beautiful lineup planned for today. We have artists from across the world performing for us, and you'll get to witness a blend of Indian and Western classical music and dance performances. So do post your comments and questions in the YouTube chat so that our artists can respond. And now let's get on with the show. We will begin with two musical performances, and in the second half, we have two solo dance performances. After that, we are going to be interacting with our amazing artists and we'll learn more about them. So, our first performance is a duo performance by Pritam Ghoshalji and Utpal Ghoshalji, featuring two Indian classical instruments, the Sarod and the Tabla. We have Pritam Ghoshalji on the Sarod and Utpal Ghoshalji on the Tabla. So Pritam Ghoshalji was born into a musical family in India. His first lesson on the sarod started at a very early age when he met Sri Pranab Naha, a notable sarod player in Kolkata in eastern India. After 3 years of talim, Pritam ji was very fortunate to have received blessings from the great sarod maestro and visionary Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahib. In 95, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan accepted Pritam as his disciple, and from then on, Pritam has been graced by the extensive talim and guidance not only towards music, but also towards leading a meaningful life from his guru. Pritam ji has performed in several music concerts in India and abroad. On the tabla, we have Utpal Ghoshalji, who is a senior tabla artist also from Kolkata. He trained under eminent gurus like Ustad Sabir Khan and is presently training under Pandit Shubhankar Banerjee. He is a prominent performer at the All India Radio and on Indian national television. Utpal ji has also performed at many international events, including events for Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. Our second performance is a solo violin performance by Masha Andreini. Masha Andreini studied violin at the Moscow Central Special Music School and Moscow Conservatory. In 1990, she came to the United States to study with renowned professors Almita and Roland Vamos. During her studies, she won and participated in national and international competitions. Masha has given numerous recitals in Russia, Europe, and the United States and has performed with prominent orchestras such as Gorky State Philharmonic Orchestra in Russia, Orchestra de Julian Orbon in Spain, and the Moscow Virtuoso Chamber Orchestra, both as a soloist and as an orchestra member. In 2006, Masha joined City Music Cleveland Chamber Orchestra, where she currently serves as an assistant concert master. In 2020, Masha accepted a teaching position at the Cleveland Institute of Music. We hope you enjoy the performances. Do share your love by posting in the comments. And let's now welcome our wonderful artists.
Namaskar. First of all, many thanks to Srimati Antara Dattaji and the entire team of Arts Without Borders for giving us this excellent opportunity to perform this online concert. Before I start my recital, a little details about the presentation that I am going to play today and a little bit about my instrument. The instrument that I am holding is called Sarod, and Sarod earlier was known as Sarod. Sarod in Persian meant music, and the origin of Sarod is Rabab. The Rabab is a very similar looking instrument but smaller in size, and mainly the folk repertoire is being played on Rabab. Something about my instrument, that is, the instrument that I am holding has 19 strings, 19, and the instrument is made up of teak wood with the metal fretboard. The unique thing about Sarod is that unlike sitar or guitar, it has no frets. As you can see, it is a plain steel metal plate where you cannot really define the notes where it is going to be. So that makes Sarod a little difficult from the rest of the instruments. We press the strings on the left hand side with the help of the finger nails and not the skin of the finger. If we press the strings with the help of the skin, it sounds like this. So the sound is very dull. But if we press the strings with the edge of the nails, then it sounds like this. So it gives you much more freedom to express in between the ragas and in between the notes. So this evening I am going to perform a very beautiful evening raga, which is considered as one of the most evening romantic raga, called Bhageshri. And in Bhageshri I am going to play a very short alap followed by two compositions composed by my guru Usal Sahab, one in Teen Tal Madhyalaya and one in Dhut Teen Tal. Thank you very much with all of your kind permission and blessings. Commencing Rag Bhageshri.
Hello, I'm Masha Andreini, and today I play the violin for you. Violin is a wooden string instrument that was first discovered around 1600s in Italy. Let me put my instrument down. Violin is a most prominent instrument in the Western classical tradition. What is a Western classical music? The term classical comes from Latin, classicus, meaning first class, artistry of the higher order in Roman period. There are two major strands in classical Western music, church music and secular music. Church music you'll find Gregorian chants, mass requiems, and in secular sonatas, concertos, symphonies, and even operas. And these strands influenced each other tremendously. Western music was created in Europe. There are significant time periods that are important to know and understand about the classical music. We start with medieval era of religious music, single line melody, mostly vocal music. In Renaissance era, you will find more variety of styles and genres of music. Melodies are becoming more complex. First composers emerge. In Baroque era, we find the notice of single instruments, a lot of attention to instrumental music. First small orchestras created, and first concertos are written for the instruments. In classical era, composers came up with structure of writing music, and first symphonies were written. In Romantic era, everything becomes bigger and more dramatic, and composers use a lot more expression to write their compositions. In Western classical music, you will find that it's always formally written using staff notation. It is never an improvisation, which in my understanding is a big difference with Indian music. Today, I performed for you a piece by a composer from a Baroque era. His name was Johann Sebastian Bach, and it was written around 1700. And this piece he wrote for a solo violin. It's called Partita number 2 in D minor, and I performed 4 movements from this partita. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
What a splendid performance by Utpal ji and Pritam ji and Masha. So both the performances are so different, the Indian classical and Western classical, each one of them so beautiful, so unique, and filled with the respective richness of the cultures. I would like to thank Kanta Shri, our MC, for the first segment of the show, and would like to welcome Vaishnavi for the second segment of the show.
Thank you, Antaradi.
Namaste.
Namaste, how are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I see lots of love pouring from the audience and they seem to be enjoying it. I'm really excited and looking forward for the next session.
Yes.
Shall we move on?
Yes. Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. So I will, you continue with the rest of the show and I will see you at the end.
Sure. Thank you. We will now move on to our next set of performances, which is going to be a solo Kuchipudi performance and a solo ballet performance. Our first solo Kuchipudi performance is by master artist Kalyani Vateri. Mrs. Kalyani Vateri, artistic director of Sri Mayuri Dance Academy, Cleveland, is a renowned Kuchipudi artist and guru residing in Cleveland area from past 12 years. She was introduced to Kuchipudi at the age of 6 by her mom. Under the tutelage of her guru Sri Vedantam Ramalinga Shastri Garu, she embedded the rigorous technique of the Kuchipudi with strong foundation along with the art of Satvika Abhinaya. For more than 25 years, her journey with this dance style has continued. After performing extensively in South India, her journey with Kuchipudi continued in the USA, which is her home now after marriage, where she evolved as an independent choreographer, performer, and a teacher. She has attained a grade artist status from the India national media, specifically Doordarshan, and received many more awards in India. She's also performed in many events across the United States, such as Cleveland Asian Festival, Preview Live on Fox 8 channel, Kickin' It with Kenny, May 2017, Tyagaraja Akhandam, April 2017, Cleveland Tyagaraja Festival, Ohio, and also proudly hosted first ever Cleveland Kuchipudi Margari Festival in Cleveland, Ohio. In order to pass her passion for the Kuchipudi art form to youngsters and adults alike, she's founded Sri Mayuri Dance Academy. Unafraid of experimenting with traditional kinetics and modern music, and yet keeping the age-old traditional Kuchipudi movements, Kalyani creates her own trail with her uniqueness. Our next solo ballet performance will be by Master Brian Murphy. Brian has been a professional dancer for 26 years with acclaimed dance companies throughout the United States. He started his professional career with the Ohio Ballet and has been a member of various other ballet institutes such as Burr Ballets, Groundworks Dance Theater, Cleveland, San Jose Ballet, Nashville Ballet, and many others. Brian has served as a part-time faculty member at the University of Akron and tours as a master teacher. His training began at an early age with Miss Nan Klinger at Cuyahoga Valley Youth Ballet, where he gained excellence in dance technique, industry knowledge, and the work ethic that has propelled him into major roles and travels around the world as a performer and choreographer. As artistic director and head of the dance department at Bain Center for the Arts, Brian has increased student vocabulary and skill, grown the contemporary program, and launched performance partnerships. With that, let's invite our talented artists here for their performances. Do post your questions and comments in the YouTube chat so the artists can respond. Let's go on with the show.
Hello, Namaste. I am Kalyani Vateri, Kuchipudi practitioner, performer, choreographer, and teacher, Sri Mayuri Dance Academy, Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's my privilege to speak a little bit about Western classical dances versus Indian classical dances. While both dance forms are very beautiful and unique in their own way, the dance in the West has become an expression of action, whereas Indian classical dance forms mainly focuses on storytelling, depicting all the emotions of mythological stories, praising gods, and true stories of some important people of our history and culture. The major difference between Western classical dance and Indian classical dance is that Indian classical dance uses Chaturvidha Abhinaya. Abhinaya is expression of Indian aesthetics. Abhinaya is the most important aspect of Indian classical dance forms. Chatur means four, Abhinaya means expression. The four different types of Abhinaya are Angika Abhinayam, Vachika Abhinayam, Aharya Abhinayam, Satvika Abhinayam. Let me give a little intro about these Abhinayas. Angika Abhinayam is expressing through the medium of the body, expressing using hand movements, expressing using actions. Indian classical dance forms has various postures, different hand movements. They use single hand gestures, double hand gestures. Single hand gestures are called Asamyuta Hastas. Double hand gestures are called Samyuta Hastas, where each hasta depicting a particular meaning. Vachika Abhinayam, expressing using speech. Expressing through using a song, using a dialogue. The next one is Aharya Abhinayam, expressing using the attire that we wear, a beautiful costume, the jewelry, and the makeup, that is Aharya. Satvika Abhinayam, expressing our different emotions through different states of mind, expressing different moods, which will be clearly shown on our face. Thus, Indian classical dance forms are structured around Navarasas and emotions. I would like to thank Srimati Antara Datta for making me part of this event, Sparsh, Healing Through Creativity. Today, I will be presenting Kuchipudi item Bhamani Satya Bhamani Bhama Praveshadaru. Before I present my item, I would like to give a small introduction about the dance form Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is one of the major classical dance forms of India, which is originated from a village called Kuchipudi in the state of Andhra Pradesh from southern part of India. Sage Siddhendra Yogi is the one who first composed this dance, following the strict principles of Natya Shastra in dance drama tradition. Today, I will be presenting a Kuchipudi traditional item, Bhama Kalapam. This is the true legendary work of Siddhendra Yogi, in which he brings the character traits of Satyabhama, the beloved, arrogant, and aggressive wife of Lord Krishna. This piece was choreographed by Guru Dr. Vempati Chinnasatyam Garu and set to Mishra Chaputalam in Ragam Bhairavi. I hope you all will enjoy. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you. Welcome to the Arts Without Borders. My name is Brian Murphy. We're going to talk classical ballet. We're going to go through the history of classical ballet. What does it take to be a ballet dancer, the training, and finally, show some performance of some classical ballets. Let's begin. The brief history of ballet. Ballet originated in the Italian Renaissance courts of the 15th century, where they celebrated through weddings and lavish events. Catherine de' Medici, an Italian noblewoman, wife of King Henry II of France, were great patrons of the arts. Their influence is felt today, when they brought ballet to France. The universal language of ballet is French. As much as Catherine and King Louis II influence was on ballet, King Louis XIV was instrumental in bringing a structured syllabus, which we see today. Centuries later, in the turn of the 20th century, ballet was heavily influenced by Russia. Ballets you see today, the Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Giselle, and many more, were created at this time and set the stage for many more ballets, talented dancers, and choreographers. Ballet dancers training, putting it to music. Ballet starts at the bar, where we start to recognize and understand our turnout. The first couple combinations, we add plie, we add the arm to coordinate, to get the upper body working. There's 4 positions we typically go through. First, second, this is fourth, and then you go to 5th position where your feet are crossed. These type of movement patterns will be very beneficial to you later on as you master these basic positions. Releve is a characteristic of a ballet where you're high on your half point, 3/4 point. Bar is a time for a ballet dancer to be better prepared for choreography. The movement patterns are geared so that when we come off the bar, we are not only musically ready, but physically ready. So when we do these fondus, certain exercises are good for certain movement patterns. This particular movement pattern is good for large jumps. A more complex move in ballet is called a pirouette. It's when you take your foot to the floor, take your foot to the knee as you do a turn. And then one of the last things you do at bar are plie releves. These muscles that you are plie releving on need to be strong so you can jump, land without injury. So when you come to center, you're able to hold yourself, move through space, able to coordinate your body with ease. There's an elegance to ballet. There's a strength. We strive to create line. When somebody's watching, we want to the best to our ability to make it look easy. This takes coordination, takes training, many years of training to understand your body and how we move through space. How do we get from point A to point B with ease? Now you're ready to do a variation. Now we take the training to the performance to the next level. Next 3 videos are examples of how far your training can go. What we do with our technique. How do we apply our technique? We as artists want to be challenged. We want to take it to the next level. What you're watching now is a pas de deux, dance for 2. There's emotion. There's a relationship between the 2. But the years of training have allowed us to work together to create a bigger product. Ballet is a universal language. Bring people together, they all know the technique, the terminology. Get 8 to 10 dancers on stage. You teach them the steps using this terminology to create a group piece. Music also is a universal language. Dancers can use counts, use their technique, and you have a collaboration between music and dance. This is the male variation from the Nutcracker. Jumps, turns, precision. We all strive for perfection. We all strive for elegance. As professional classical ballet dancers, we reach beyond our limitations to create the line, to be musical, for precision. Adagio variation. Be one with the music. The music creates the poetry, and the dance are the words. you start dancing one with the music, you create a story. And that's what classical ballet is about. Thank you, Arts Without Borders, for allowing me to share with you classical ballet. My name is Brian Murphy. Thank you.
What a splendid and beautiful performance. Each one of them unique and so expressive in their own ways. Such a blend of elegance and poise. I feel that we have truly transcended the borders. Music and dance is so universal and has the tremendous capacity to transcend the borders and make us feel so happy. I would like to thank all our artists for the program today. And next, I would like to call our two master artists, Kalyani ji and Masha, for a little interactive session. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. What a splendid performance. Each one of you had added your own flavor into your performance, and it was so beautiful, and it just transported us to a different world, and we are feeling so happy, so blissful after watching your performances. So now I would like to, our audience would also like to hear a little bit about your art form, and how I have a few questions that will talk about the differences between Indian classical and Western classical art form. So the first question goes to Kalyani ji. So, Kalyani ji, we talk about bhava and rasa theory. It's such a huge subject, and so much research has been done on it. So, basically, we talk about, as per our Natya Shastra, we, we say that we have permanent sthayi bhavas, and then we have our vavichari bhavas, that are transitory states, psychological states, and then we have our sattvic bhavas, and together we produce the aesthetic experience for our audience. So it is almost like, say, Kalyani, you're cooking your dosa, you're adding your own flavors to it, your ingredients, and then you savor that food. And it is just like that. So what do you think? So I would like our audience to know a little bit about, maybe let's talk about Shringar Rasa. Shringar Rasa, which is the Rasa Raja of, as per Natya Shastra. Just talk about how are you bringing that, how are you using, enact a story and explain the different states, the different bhavas, and the transformation, the chemistry that happens, and how are you creating that rasa for your audience to savor, to enjoy, and to go back home with it. It's all yours, Kalyani.
Thank you, Antara. That was so sweet of you to, for your appreciation for the performance. As you said, bhava and rasa is a very vast topic in Indian classical dance when it comes to like research, there is so much research is going on. So, na bhava hino rasa varjitah. Na bhava hino iti rasaha. Na bhava rasa varjitah. These bhava and rasa are both interrelated. So I would like to enact a small example of Shringara Rasa. The Sthayi Bhava of Shringara Rasa is Rati. So, which is like Shringara Rasa, the desire of union. So this is an act that I did in a ballet called Sri Harivilasam, where I played a role as a Padmavati Devi. Padmavati Devi, who is a beloved wife of Lord Venkateshwara. So she is actually getting ready and waiting for her husband, um, and she's imagining the beautiful moments between them. So that's how the Shringara Rasa, she's imagining what it could be when her husband sees her, when she got dressed up beautifully with all the jewelry, with a beautiful fragrance of jasmine flowers, and all this. So I would like to give a small um, act, act on that. So I'm sitting like a Padmavati Devi in front of the dresser, and I am actually admiring my beauty, and I'm imagining that. So now I am decorating myself with the ornaments. My hair, setting my hair. I took the flowers. So I'm imagining that my husband, who is actually Lord Venkateshwara, now enters Lord Venkateshwara. He is offering a flower to La Padmavati Devi. So that is a small episode between Padmavati Devi and her husband, Lord Venkateshwara. But she is like, she's shy by looking at him, and she doesn't know, she falls short of words actually. So she expresses everything, the shyness, like she admires him so much that she couldn't even talk to him, and she actually imagines the beautiful moments between them, and she just wanted to you know get that shyness. She blushes a lot. She does all these things because she's so eagerly waiting to meet her husband, and she's anxious, and because she's waiting for the moment to happen, she's very anxious, and at the same time lots of emotions are going through. So when I'm enacting, I'm creating a beautiful environment between, like, around me, so that audience also like what she's doing now. She's okay, she's putting all the jewelry. Now she's putting the jasmine flowers, and now she's trying to look at who is coming. So along with me, all the audience are also waiting to look at now Lord Venkateshwara will come and what she is going to do after he comes, how she will receive him. Is she going to be still shy, or is she going to be little open to him, or what is this? They are also traveling with me to see what happens between me and Lord Venkateshwara. So that is the Sthayi Bhava of Rati, where the main genre. And this anxiety, the shy, the different emotions that I am taking it, those are Vyabhichari Bhavas that are traveling in that. But the main genre is Shringara, that the Sai Bhava. So people are also like, when we watch a movie, if I see a love, so I feel like, like these emotions. So similarly, when we are enacting on the stage, so people will also feel the same thing. So the collective response is Rasanishta.
Beautiful. Beautifully explained, Kalyani. As a Rasika, I could feel the Shringar Rasa. It transported me to that scene, to them, to the love between them. So thank you very much, Kalyani. Now moving on to Masha. So Masha, there is so much difference between Indian classical music and Western classical music, both of them unique in their own way. So the biggest difference I see is improvisations. So in Indian classical music, which was transferred from guru to the shishya or the student, it got improvised in the process, and everything, pretty much everything, is improvised in Indian classical music, whether it is Hindustani music or Carnatic music. And in Western classical music, everything is notated or composed, and they use a staff notation in order to play the music. So now the question to Masha is, now if everything is, is all set, everything is set from before, predetermined, you are predetermined by the composer, then how do you bring that uniqueness of your music to the audience? So if I hear a violinist playing the same music, will I get the same aesthetic experience, or what is the difference? Like, how is the audience, like, how can you make your music unique to the audience?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Antara, and everybody for making me the part of this great evening and be amongst this wonderful artist. I really enjoyed everybody tonight. It was so interesting to learn about so many new cultural things for me. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Yes, great question. The biggest difference between Indian music and Indian dance, Indian songs, is everything is improvised. And as you mentioned, in Western classical music, we have music notes that are printed nowadays. Before, everything was handwritten. So when I get a composition or a piece that I want to perform, I get the music and I look in the music and I see, as you mentioned, music staff. And on that music staff, we see notes that we learn how to read. Amongst that, the composers, they set up certain goals for us, or they have their wishes that they express differently, with letting us know they would like the music to be softer, louder, exciting, or sad, or slower, or faster, and they use different terminology. And our notes, we mostly use Italian language to recognize all these terms, so we have to learn some foreign languages as well. But then when I learn it, it becomes, that's where we probably have similarity with Indian music. That's where our improvisation starts. That's when we add our own unique language, our own souls, our mind, our knowledge, where we come from. And that, I think, sets us apart and gives kind of a universal, we do all speak musical language, but then we add our own flavors, kind of like I was thinking about it, if you get a recipe for a dish and a recipe from the cookbook, and there's strict rules, right? You have to add so many cups of this and so many ounces of that, but then chefs add their own flavor, unique spices, and that dish becomes, yet it's the same as in the cookbook, but it has your own flavor and it becomes yours. So maybe that's how I would put it.
Thank you very much. That's very beautiful explanation. And I would like to thank both of you for one more time for such a splendid performance. And with this, we come to the end of our show. And
Thank you.
I would like, yes, thank you very much, Kalyani and Masha.
Thank
It
you,
was indeed a very great evening.
Yes, it is indeed. And congratulations, Masha. That was a wonderful performance that I enjoyed.
And likewise, I was mesmerized by your dance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thanks to all the wonderful audience who are watching the live, and Arts Without Borders, Srimati Antara Datta, who actually a true artist and a very great inspiration for me in Cleveland, because she actually brings all the artists around the world, and truly the name says Arts Without Borders. Thank you, Andra, once again for a wonderful event and for making me part of this wonderful event, and good luck for many more events.
Yes,
thank you
thank
very
you.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If any mistakes happen, those are all mine, and all the credit goes to my gurus.
Thank you so much. So with this, we come to the end of our Sparsh 3 episode. I would like to thank our team, our project management team, our executive committee members. So this is our executive committee members. And our project management team, Prajakta, Vaishnavi, Kantashri, and Jesslyn Jacob and Monali Mazumdar, who had worked very hard, all of them, in order to make this Sparsh 3. And I would also like to thank our video editor in India, Annisha Mukherjee, and also our masters of the ceremony, our Kantashri and Vaishnavi, who did such a wonderful job. And our last but not the least, the audience, without whose support we cannot do anything. Our viewers are very, very important to us. Thanks to all our viewers for their encouraging comments. And also we would like to thank the technical person behind the whole show, the Fantas Media, for their digital design production and their live streaming, and also to Cleveland Foundation, without whose we are fully supported by the minority grant of Cleveland Foundation, and Sparsh is possible because of that. So I would like to, once again, before we close, I would like to urge all of our viewers and to please support arts and help us in our mission, where we can create a world where we bring everybody together irrespective of language, religion, ethnicity, because we feel that music and dance transcends everything. It is very universal. So thank you very much for tonight's event. And our next Sparsh event is on April 10th. please consider visiting our website, www.theawb.org, and donate to the cause. And the amount that you donate goes to artists who have been suffering so much because of the pandemic and are in a very worse situation because of all the concerts being cancelled. So please help us, help them, and bring some ray of hope in people's life. Thank you very much.